Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pramukam Nandayate Yat Kupatam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So today we will see verse number 41. Ya Punya Kritam Lokan
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतं लोकान्
Shitva Shashwati Sama
विशित्वा शाश्वते समाः
Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe
शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे
Yoga Brashto Abhijayate
योगो भ्रष्टोऽभिजायते
Prapya Punya Krutam Lokan
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान्
Shitva Shashwati Samaha
युषित्वा शाश्वते समाः
Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe
शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे
Yoga Brashto Abhijayate.
लो योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते
Please chant.
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् विसित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टो अभिजायते
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतं लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समा शुचिनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते.
Okay, thank you very much. So, translation and purport. The unsuccessful yogi, after many births of enjoyment on planets of pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into family of rich aristocracy. Purport. The unsuccessful yogi are divided into two classes. One is fallen after very little progress and one is fallen after long practice of yoga. The yogi who falls after short period of practice goes to the higher planets where pious living entities are allowed to enter. After prolonged life there, one is sent back to this planet to take birth in the family of righteous Brahman, Vaishnava, or of aristocratic merchants. The real purpose of yoga practice is to achieve the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, as explained in the last verse of this chapter. But those who do not persevere to such extent and who fail because of material allurements are allowed by the grace of Lord to make full utilization of their material propensities, and after that they are given opportunities to live prosperous lives in righteous and aristocratic families. Those who are born in such families may take advantage of facilities and try to elevate themselves to full Krishna consciousness. So Krishna answering to Arjuna's doubt that if yogi fails by in making the full progress in the spiritual life, what happens to him? Will he lose his material and spiritual, both the things? So Krishna is answered. Last verse Krishna said, no, a person who does good never meets with bad. So here Krishna is explaining about the yogi who has done little progress in the transcendental practice or spiritual practice. So a yogi who has done little progress, he may get disturbed by some allurement like some material enjoyment or something. So he goes to lokan, he goes to upwards to people to live with the people who are pious. And because those who do the punya karma, they go to swarga. Those who do pap, they go to nark. So this person, this yogi, because he has tried to do the practice, he will go to swarga lok. where he can enjoy Shashwati Sama. It's a very long time, right? So he will live there for a long time, and he will have all the material facilities that he can enjoy. And then once he all the pious activities are finished, then he will go to Srimatam Gehe, uh, in the family of rich or Suchinam, pious Brahmins or pious people. So afterwards, he will take birth in pious people or in rich aristocratic peoples. So the purpose here is, so a yogi fall down because of some material attraction or enjoyment. So Krishna provides him facility to enjoy in the higher planets for longer time. Mm. So the Krishna is the Krishna's arrangement is such that, okay, you wanted to enjoy materially, so I am giving you material opulence, and it's for longer time, so you enjoy it, and and then the yogi will understand that ultimately it's going to finish. So that yogi understands that for the material enjoyment, it has end or it's going to finish. Mm. So he understands that if the way he was taken away from the spiritual practice was not a correct decision, because he understands the limitation of the material enjoyment, and then he again is born into a family of pious people, so that he can start his spiritual practice again without losing any time, or in a rich family. So when we are in a rich family, and then we don't have to struggle for material, like earning money or worrying about the future. There's a lot of money is there and stability is there, so that person, because of his past impressions, he will start the spiritual practice much easier. So Arjuna's argument that he loses both the thing is completely defeated, because Krishna says that he failed from the practice because of material enjoyment, because he wanted to have material enjoyment, so I gave him complete enjoyment for longer time and much higher level of enjoyment. And for spiritual practice also, I make arrangement that he will take birth in a family where he can start his practice. So in this way, Krishna is telling Arjuna that there is no loss in any way. Both the material and the spiritual, both the purposes are fulfilled, so that yogi is never in loss. So that is what Arjun Krishna was saying, that he will never meet destruction. So his material desires are also not gone, fulfilled, and his spiritual impetus to do the spiritual practice is also maintained. So in this way, there is always win-win situation with Krishna. We never lose anything. So Krishna makes arrangement in such a way that we get what we want, and he also arranges in a way what he wants, so that ultimately the goal is so purpose is sought. But the problem is the time is lost. So if we fail, or if we fail to achieve the perfection, then there is loss of time. So that loss of time may be several births, not in one birth. It's a two, three, I don't know. Many births of me, it may take many births also, because if we keep falling every time, then this cycle keeps repeating. So it may take longer time. So the time increases to achieve the spiritual perfection. So this is for the person who has fallen from after doing a little bit progress. So Krishna will give more details about yogi who has done more practice or who is more advanced, what happens with him. So that we'll see in the next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any comments or any additions or questions anybody has? Okay, thank you very much for joining. Let's see tomorrow more interesting arrangements that Krishna does for his devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you,